Yes. What's happening, everybody? It is Friday afternoon here, about 1:30 Central Time. We just had the weigh-ins for UFC Vegas 91. Jimmy Yontop does not make weight, misses by a half pound. We got David Onama missing by 2.5 pounds. And other than that, I think everybody made weight and looked pretty good. So we get to move on with our reads for these fights. We get to move on with our bets, and anything that we were holding off on in terms of waiting to see those weigh-ins, now we can actually move forward with. And that means one thing, you guys. We're going to give out this week's Greasy 4-leg parlay. We cashed the last one on UFC 300, came in around plus 800 before a profit boost. So that was a really nice one to hit. And we're going to look to make it 2 in a row right now. Also, I want to let you guys know at my Patreon, the address that you see right down there, all the free members, so you can sign up for free, are getting this week's probability stats package for free. You can check it out. I'll put it up here on the screen. It's got a betting template for every fight where it's going to give you 3 comparisons for every bet that's based on the implied probability of the betting line, the adjusted divisional benchmarks for finishes and decisions for each fight, and also the 2 fighters' combined performance. It's the same look that we give on the prop template that you guys know so well, which is now going to be called the over-under template, where we do these 3 comparisons: the benchmark minus the implied probability, the combined performance of the fighters minus the implied probability of the line, and the combined performance of the fighters minus the benchmark for the division, to determine bet pricing and whether we're overpaying or underpaying. And maybe we can find some bets that are severely underpriced that makes sense, that are plus EV. So if you go to patreon.com/UncleWeezy, you can check out the probability stats package, which is available for free this week. And it's available to all paid members for the next 2 cards, UFC 301 and UFC St. Louis. I'm putting together the stats for UFC St. Louis today. That'll be out to the Patreon members later on today. We've already got the UFC 301 stats out and ready to go. And it's in this format so that you can see the matchup template with the side-by-side stats compared to the divisional benchmarks for the division and how these fighters compare to each other and to the divisional benchmarks. A lot of great information there. It's got both fighters' career statistics, and in this amazing format where you can take a look at their records and wins and losses and finishes. You can look at the offensive and defensive significant strike stats. You can look at the offensive and defensive distance striking stats. You can look at the offensive and defensive clinch and ground striking stats, the offensive and defensive grappling stats, the offensive and defensive DFS statistics for DraftKings, FanDuel, Prize Picks, and Underdog. It's going to be a repository of information that's available for free this week and for all the paid members of my Patreon for the next 2 weeks. And this is going to be a new product going forward where DFS by the Numbers and myself, we're going to be doing a weekly program, the probability program that you used to see on the MMA Engine and that you've seen a couple of weeks in a row here on my YouTube channel. That program, along with this stats package, is going to be available for a $25 a month Patreon. And it's also going to have another spreadsheet included with it. That's a DFS spreadsheet that gives you information on each fighter and a lot of key statistics for DraftKings players there as well. So please go to the Patreon, check out this free content this week, join up on the Patreon to see it for the next couple of weeks. And then Brady and I will be making this a paid Patreon going forward with content. We're going to start it up next week for UFC 301. So keep an eye out for probability. Keep an eye out for this incredible new stats package. And I will be making a video later on today on how to best utilize this information in order to make yourself a better gambler that makes more plus EV bets over the long term. So check out this information. I think it's fantastic stuff for everybody. We've got each fighter's complete stats here. We've got the over-under template for over-under bettors. We've got the betting template for inside the distance, knockout, submission, decision, unanimous decision, and split majority decision bets. And it's going to do the same comparisons that the over-under template does as well. So check this stuff out. But let's get into this week's Greasy 4-leg parlay. The first leg of this Greasy 4-leg parlay is going to be the Victor Hendry Hani Yahya fight does not go to decision. Fight finishes inside the distance at -115 here. Ronnie's old, and so is Victor, but Victor is a pretty good finisher. He's finished more than half of his professional wins. He's never been finished, but I don't like the way that Ronnie Yahya reacts to shots anymore. You know, the guy was never really a striker. He's a specialist. He's a jiu-jitsu specialist. All but 20. He's got 21 finishes. 20 of them come by submission. So, and also Victor Henry is a very reliable grappler. He's got very good takedown defense, and he throws a lot of volume. If Ronnie's not able to get this fight to the ground early and often, I think Victor is going to knock him out with a quickness, perhaps first or second round. But if Ronnie is able to get a takedown or get to Victor Henry's back, you know, he could submit anybody. So I think either way, this fight does finish inside the distance. I think most likely 80% of the finish condition, if not more, is Victor Henry knocking this dude out and probably doing it fairly early. But also I could see Yahya, you know, getting to the back, getting a leg lock, something that, you know, that could finish this fight. So yeah, we're going to start with violence here. If we go on DraftKings Sportsbook, we can go up here to fight props, and we're going to go fight to go the distance, and it's going to be no for Hendry versus Yahya here at -115. So that's leg number one. Leg number two is going to be the Jonathan Pierce money line. This has been sitting between -175 and -185 all week. Some money coming in here on Onama. He misses weight by 2.5 pounds. And I think it's important to mention that this fight was put together late. This was not on the card as of like less than 2 weeks ago. I think this fight was put together and announced. So Pierce making weight's a good thing. Onama might have had a really rough weight cut. In addition to that, preparing for a style that the way that Jonathan Pierce fights, that's something you need a full camp for. So I kind of thought that this line would just go the other way. I thought the money would continue to come in on JSP and we'd see him close around a -200 favorite here over Onama. And Onama, you know, is probably the guy that is going to be landing the bigger shots on the feet, and damage does reign supreme these days. But the way that JSP fights, he just really is relentless with his pressure and top control. And we've just seen that massive hole in David Onama's game before. He's been taken down by everybody that he's fought pretty much. They're getting takedowns. They're getting a bunch of control time. And JSP doesn't get tired. So we're going to go with the JSP money line here at -155 for leg number two of this parlay. Scroll right down here under fight lines all the way on the left. We're going to go to Jonathan Pierce's money line at -155. That two-legger brings us up to +207 here. Leg number three, unfortunately, when I put this video together and created the banners for it, Jonata Diniz by KO was -200 on DraftKings Sportsbook, and that is moved to -250. So we're going to lose a lot of value on this parlay. It was checking in at +624. Now it's going to check in under +600. But at the end of the day, we want to cash. And this is a really good line. Look, Diniz is an elite level kickboxer. He's got an elite level skill for the heavyweight division. And that's something that not a lot of people have. There's not a lot of skilled athletes up here at heavyweight. And if you are, you're usually good at only one thing. And that is what Diniz is. He is a striker. He has a kickboxing background. He has fought high-level opponents in the pure kickboxing sport. Now he's made the switch to MMA. He's got nothing but first-round knockouts. So there's a lot of unanswered questions on Jonata Diniz at this point. What does his conditioning look like outside of round one? We don't know. What does his ground game look like? We don't know. And there's just not a lot of tape out there on this guy. But Austin Lane is a guy who has been finished in all four of his professional losses, and by not great guys. Like he's not getting finished by elite heavyweights. He got absolutely destroyed by Greg Hardy on Dana White's Contender Series when he had his first shot on that show. This guy Janice has been in there with guys like Rico Verhoeven in kickboxing. He's a very, very talented guy. And what I like about Janice is he looks very comfortable in there. He doesn't waste a lot of energy bopping around and jumping around. He's a bit of a plotter. He stands just a little bit square, but everything he throws goes right to the target and it makes it there fast. And he loves countering, right? So anything that you throw at Janice, something is coming back at you, and it's going to be sharper, faster, and quicker to the target. So I do believe that that Jonata is going to make this look very easy. The bookies agree, you guys. Minus 270 for the under 1.5 rounds is where they have this priced right now. That, they're basically telling you that there is about a 71% chance that this thing finishes under 7.5 minutes. And if that's the case, Austin Lane has a 100% knockout rate. Jonata Janice has a 100% knockout rate. But which one of these guys is the more dangerous kickboxer? It's not even close. Janice was kickboxing at the highest level while Austin Lane was playing NFL football and had never been in a fight in his life. Janice knocks this guy out. We just missed the minus 200, which is a crying shame, but we're going to pay minus 250. If we go up here to winning method, we're going to scroll down to Jonata Janice to win by knockout at minus 250. This is Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. I'm very confident that this guy is going to go in there and get the job done, knock this dude out, make it look easy, and cash this minus 250 for us. That brings us up to plus 330 for the 3-leg parlay. And then the other Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week pick that I did not make is the Ryan Spann money line. That's going to be your leg number 4. Ryan Spann money line. For some reason, this is going the other way, and people are betting on Guskov, and I love it. I'm considering a very big bet on Ryan Spann here. I don't think Bogdan Guskov is better than Ryan Spann, literally in any of the categories that you would use to handicap a mixed martial arts fight. If we go here to the stats package that I have and we look at just, the numbers on the page, right? Ryan Spann is 2 inches taller. He's got a 3-inch reach advantage. He's got 12 more professional fights and 110 more minutes in the pro cage. He's got 9 more fights at the UFC level and about 60 more minutes, an hour of UFC cage time more than Bogdan Guskov. Both of these guys are excellent finishers. Guskov, 100% finish rate. Ryan Spann, a 86% finish rate. But I mean, Bogdan Guskov is fighting, Uzbekistani cab drivers, while Ryan Spann has 11 UFC fights and has been in there with some of the top light heavyweights in the division. And prior to the UFC, this guy was fighting legit regional scene competition while Bogdan Guskov is knocking out 0-0 guys. So Ryan Spann, just as dangerous of a finisher, and he can do it in more ways than Bogdan Guskov. Ryan Spann is going to be 2 inches taller and have a 3-inch reach advantage. Plus, he's got the conditioning advantage, as we know that Guskov's got about 4 minutes of conditioning. And Ryan Spann, just as powerful as Guskov on the feet. I mean, Guskov's power numbers are a little bit skewed because there's only 7 minutes of cage time for him. But Ryan Spann is landing knockdowns on over 2% of the significant strikes that he lands. Ryan Spann's the better wrestler. Ryan Spann is the more dangerous submission grappler. Ryan Spann has fought, beaten, and lost to the much better brand of competition, and it's not even close. So why is he not minus 300 here? I know he's dropped the ball before, but he's dropped the ball against guys that would be minus 300 over Bogdan Guskov. So Ryan Spann's money line, leg number 4 of the Greasy 4-leg parlay, minus 175. That brings us up to plus 576. And unfortunately, when Janice by KO was minus 200, this thing was checking in at plus 624. But now I've got to change it because I'm making a liar out of myself, and it's actually checking in at plus 576 on DraftKings Sportsbook. So let's get that scrolling again, and there we go. Currently checking in at plus 576 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I think we got plus 552 here on Bet Rivers. So if you're a Bet Rivers guy, you can get that at plus 552, but DraftKings still reigning supreme here with the better price at plus 576 for this Greasy 4-leg parlay. Looking to make it 2 in a row, you guys. So that's where we're at. It's going to be Hendry Yaya. Fight does not go to decision. Leg 2, JSP, the Jonathan Pierce money line at minus 155. Leg number 3, Jonata Janice by KO, minus 250 now. And leg 4, the Ryan Spann money line at minus 175, currently checking in at plus 576 on DraftKings Sportsbook. What's up with you guys in the chat? We got my guy TH first in the room saying, "Oi, what's up, Weezy? What's going on, TH? Good to see you hanging out in here." We got my guy Mushroom MMA, the pride of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, checking in. Oi, yes, what's up, Unc? One more sleep until this parlay cashes. Plus 576. I'm going to be putting some money on this for sure. We're going to look to make it 2 in a row. When we're hot, you got to keep it rolling. So I'm going to be looking to cash this one as well, Mushroom. Always good to see you hanging out in here, brother. We got Benino in the room saying your boy JSP got down to plus or minus 145 today. Had to throw a half unit down. Minus 145 is what he's saying. Hell yeah, man. I think that's a great play. Like I said, I was expecting the line to go the other way. I think JSP does really well what Onama has shown a big hole in his game. And what you see is when you got reliable guys like JSP who are durable and the conditioning is there to push a pace for 15 minutes, it's really hard to bet against fighters like that. They are great minute winners, and they win minutes in the ways that their opponent has already demonstrated that they're losing minutes. So we got Andrew G in the room saying, yes, the Greasy Legger. It's here finally. Let's go, Andrew. Let's cash this one, man. We got Winther in the room saying, let's cash it. Let's go. We got Stephen Edwards saying, "Oi, what is up, Stephen? Thanks for hanging out with us." We got Jester saying, Weezy on ATM mode lately with these Greasy 4-leggers. Appreciate you, Unc. Let's go, man. Let's keep that going. Let's keep that ATM spitting money at us. We have got the Golden Octagon, my guy that sent me all these beautiful UFC cards that I opened up at the beginning of Just the Tip this week. Thank you so much, Matt. Appreciate you. Go check out the Golden Octagon's YouTube channel. Always good content over there. I was just on their show for the UFC 300. And we got another great YouTube channel here. And my guy, Monk Maddox, Monk's YouTube channel, the MMA Engine YouTube channel, where he does the happy hour with our guy Lou Betcha every Friday night, or every Thursday night, I'm sorry, midnight Eastern time. Good to have Monk hanging out in here with us. We've got Greenbat in the room saying, what's up, Weezy? In the beginning, there was Jack Della Maddalena, and Jack had a groove. It's going to be good to see Jack back, hopefully very soon here, man. He is an exciting fighter, and that was a hell of a finish against Gilbert Burns late in the 3rd round for UFC 299. And Monk is loving the parlay so far. I am loving it too, man. I think this one's going to cash. It's not the biggest number. Like last week was like plus 800, but you know, you got to take the spots that they give you. And the Pierce money line has gotten cheaper. The Spann money line has gotten cheaper. And the fight doesn't go to decision, I think, is extremely underpriced for that Hani Yaya fight. Now, we got to pay up for Janice by KO, and it was minus 200, and I thought that was a great line, but we'll pay up to the minus 250 because he's going to knock this fool out. We got Elite Kickboxer fights part-time MMA fighter. Let's go, man. Yeah, dude. And let's see what Lane has. I mean, let's see if he pulls a Mo from the Three Stooges again and pulls out some eye pokes here. This is Greg Hardy without the rap sheet. Yeah, I know, man. That is for sure. Greg Hardy, another former NFL football player, but this guy Janice is a great kickboxer. Andrew G saying Lane is just a sacrificial lamb. I believe that to be true as well, man. We got Small but Big in the room saying, where do I find a Latina? You're in America. If you're in America, you can find them anywhere, man. South America, Central America, North America, Latinas, stand up. We got Andrew G in the room saying, oh my God, the ass shaving. Perfect. Yeah, you got to get the ass shaving of the week in the Greasy four-legger. Come on, man. And I was between Span and Janice. It was hard to decide. I went with Janice, but that way we got Span in the Greasy four-legger too. So we're going to hit all the spots here. We got Monk Maddox in the room saying, Texas, Ryan Span, stand up. Let's go, baby. We got Andrew G saying Lane's getting shaved. Yes, sir. That is right. We got Jay Jack saying, I love Span here as well. I'm a big Span guy, and the line is minus 167 right now on Bet Rivers, or no, on Bet Online. So I think I might have to be making a play on that, you guys. Small but Big is saying something that I've been saying for over 2 years. Weezy needs a Manscaped partnership for the ass shaving of the week. I mean, I don't know what's up with Manscaped. Why would you not want to sponsor one of the hottest segments in MMA Twitter and MMA YouTube? Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week. It's a partnership that's made in heaven, and they have not reached out to me, believe it or not. Yeah, the Manscaped ass shaving of the week, not a thing, because evidently their marketing department doesn't think it would be a good partnership for them. I don't know. You tell me. Because to me, it seems like it's a layup, right? This seems like it would be gold, but I don't know. I'm over here doing a show every week for nothing on YouTube with no fucking sponsors. Your favorite capper's favorite capper, Uncle Weezy here, sitting here without a Manscaped partnership, like some kind of a half a loser. Come on, man. Manscaped, get your shit together. Let's do business. We got Andrew G saying, open up a can of Span on his ass. Let's go, man. I got Span winning big here. Span actually training now, too. Yeah, I know, dude. Those are the kind of things that terrify me. But, the thing about Span is, I just think he's so much better than Bogdan. I mean, even if the guy didn't train, he's still better than Bogdan Guskov everywhere. So I just don't get it, man. But when people say shit like that, it's just, my God, it's terrifying. Friends don't let friends bet on Ryan Span. This is a 1-800 gambler all day. I get you, Small but Big, dude. I do. I seriously do. But this is Bogdan Guskov that he's fighting. Look at the names on Ryan Span's resume. Look at how many of those names he's beaten and finished early. And then think of what those guys would do to Guskov. Man, I mean, I get it, though. Yeah, Ryan Span did go to decision with Sam Alvey, and he won that decision. But yes, that is a very good point. Dude, that's why, Small but Big, this line is only minus 170. It should be minus 300, minus 350. It really should. I broke down every place that Ryan Span is better than Bogdan Guskov, and it is literally everywhere. Except for the fact that Bogdan is 1 year younger. Tell me where he's better. Bogdan not only taking PEDs, but also the limitless pill. Let's cash it, Weezy. Let's go, man. Onama missed weight by 3.5 pounds. Y'all sure about that Pierce pick? Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about it, obviously. Nothing's a sure thing, Chris, in MMA, but I think that Pierce getting this fight on short notice makes a big difference, right? Because Jonathan Pierce is a very difficult opponent to be ready for. He pushes an unusual pace, and he's an extremely good grappler. So he was on a 5-fight winning streak before Brito caught him in that ninja choke. And up until that ninja choke, he's winning every minute of that fight too. So I'm not entirely sure, of course, about anything here, Chris Reed. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But yeah, I think Onama missing weight could potentially be a very bad thing here. We got a Olajuwon Dream in the room saying, "Oh, yes, what's up, dude?" Benino saying, "Onama pulling a Ryan Garcia." Yeah, Ryan Garcia hates making weight too, man. We got Mark Frost in the room saying this greasy four-legger is turning into this sweaty four-legger. Dude, it's a low-level card, Mark. Everything's going to be sweaty, man. But I don't think this one's that bad at plus 576. I'm going to be throwing a half unit. Small but big saying strategic weight miss for sure. That could absolutely be the case. Monk's favorite new rapper is Mini Finn. I don't even know who Mini Finn is, but he's probably terrible. We got Benino saying Bogdan is trash, but it's a fist fight. The Harkonnen could get it done. You never know, man. It is a fist fight. You're right about that. Onama got that Garcia advantage. Ja. We got Olajuwon saying, let's get greasy. Nick Sisson in the room. What's up, Nick? Saying, what up, Uncle Weezy? Listening to you from South Mississippi. Good to hang out with you here, Nick. Let's get this money this week, man. We got the Fins Chats in the room. What's up, Fins Chat? Saying this is so free. Let's get it, man. Let's plus 576 should be minus 576. Am I right, my friend? Maybe not, but anyway, let's try to cash it anyway. PG saying I have absolutely nothing for this card. I've got some stuff. I mean, yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I've got some stuff, and I might be leaning into span here. A couple units, 3 units, maybe. We'll see. We got Monk Maddox saying that Chester, that was brutal. Small but big. God damn it, you convinced me. Locking in Superman span. Let's go. Small but big. Let's go. PG saying he's better at looking like Smith's evil twin. Yes, he is. He definitely looks like that. Onama did just miss by 2.5 pounds. I know he missed. And I think that got to keep in mind, Pete, this fight was just made a couple of weeks ago. So maybe Onama signed on saying, oh, fuck, it's going to be hard to make weight. And maybe that weight cut that he had, maybe him missing by 2.5 pounds is indication of an injury of some sort, is indication of the fact that he shouldn't have taken this fight on 2 weeks' notice, is indication of the fact that he didn't have enough time to cut weight properly, do this the right way, and maybe he doesn't perform as well on fight day. So, yeah. We got Olajuwon saying Kraus found out about the weight miss props and hit up his old boy. Yeah, man. And we got Jenna Marie in the room saying, oi, Uncle Weezy, what is up, Jenna Marie? Always good to see you hanging out in here. We got Grateful Dude in the room. He's been with me since day one, this guy, saying big ups, Weezy. Big ups to you, Grateful Dude. Thanks for hanging out. And we got PG saying exactly, and these unknowns make me not want to bet. And I get that, man. A lot of those unknowns, and those are what you do. You kind of stay away from things that are unknowns. But what I know about JSP always makes me want to bet him. And Papa Chuck in the room saying, oi, what's up, Papa Chuck? Hey, thank you guys for hanging out. Once again, let me just really quickly run through this here. Leg number 1. Fight doesn't go to decision for Victor Hendry versus Hani Yahya, minus 115. Leg number 2, the JSP, Jonathan Pierce money line at minus 155. Leg number 3, Uncle Weezy's ass shaving of the week, Jonata Geniz by KO. It's moved from minus 200 to minus 250. And we got the Ryan Spann money line here. Leg number 4, minus 175. Checks in at plus 576 on DraftKings Sportsbook. Let's cash this one, make it 2 in a row, and then enjoy another week of UFC fights for UFC 301 next week. Have fun watching the fights, everybody. Thank you for checking in. Hit that thumbs up on your way out. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, so you don't miss out on any of the great content here on this channel. And leave me a comment down below. Yell oi at me. Let me know what your favorite parlay or favorite bet for this week is. I always love interacting with you guys in the chat. Have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Enjoy watching the fights. God bless each and every one of you. And we will see you next week for UFC 301. Take care, everyone.